talking.
There's going to be music. Just inhale, exhale. It's okay.
Is it already recording?
Yeah, it's already going. It's doing it.
One of these days we'll get it right.
And action.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sean Smith, and I'm here with Mike Miller, Amanda Lutz, and
Move away from the microphone a little bit. You're so loud.
We're doing lunch bites with the podcast, with the website 101 podcast crew. Welcome back to the end of summer.
Yeah, that's right. It's not the end of summer yet in Toronto.
Well, weather-wise, it's not. It's actually the most summer-like weather we've had all summer.
This isn't summer. This is just oppressive and gross.
That's true.
If the entire summer were like this, I would never go outside.
You should travel somewhere tropical and try and live there.
You know what? You should start gatekeeping the type of weather that I enjoy being in.
Did I tell you guys when I was away this summer, the people that were renting the place next door to us they lived in the Cayman Islands, and they went there to escape the heat, and it was very hot there at that time as well. And they're like, no, you don't know hot until you're in the Cayman Islands in the summer.
No, I'm sure.
It sounds like a pretty sweet life, but whatever.
Yeah, I remember oppressive heat when I lived in Seoul, and it's not even tropical. The summers are just overnight low of plus 27 and humidity of 9,000%.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's not even pleasant.
I'm exaggerating about the humidity, but I'm not exaggerating about the temperature.
Tell me more. You don't say. Exaggerating.
Perhaps.
9,000% humidity doesn't exist. Anyway, before we start, I want to share something cool that I saw the other day because we're doing a YouTube live. So it was something that I saw regarding a YouTube live, and I don't know how they did it. So if anybody watching live now or recorded later, if you have any idea how to make this happen, please do let me know. I'm so curious. So it was like a link that was available to an upcoming live, much like what we have. And we set this up for the first and the third Wednesday of every month. Everything was great. But they had like a trailer. So instead of going to the link that would eventually be the live and just like sitting there, I don't even know what ours shows right now when you go to the link before the live actually happens. But there was actually like a video that you could watch. There was like a trailer of what they were going to be talking about.
Oh, I want to know how to do that for sure.
I for sure want to know how to do that. I mean, not that we would make like a trailer for each week, because I mean, quite frankly, we don't even know what we're going to talk about next, but it would be cool just to have something, you know?
Yeah. Even a clip from the last one, something funny we said last time. The times we say something funny.
Or even just like an intro to the website 101 podcast.
Yeah. It could even just be like a 15, 20-second animation that loops.
Something, anything. So yeah. So viewers, if you have any ideas on how to make that happen, I'm sure if I could just Google it.
Yeah.
But
people who are good at YouTube like to tell other people how to do stuff. So tell us
exactly
if you know anything about YouTube. Let us know.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So I believe Mike has something he wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Just quickly, actually, on that note, I just learned that Riverside, which is the software we're using outside of YouTube to do this, apparently they're still on there updating everything frequently, which is awesome. They now have better captions. Remember, Amanda, we were at that point once where we were like going to put shorts or whatever on YouTube or something for TikTok, and we want to have captions of what's being said on the video. And there's all this, should it be a white background and all that? Apparently they have captions that are in their auto-generated little clips, the AI thing. Remember I said, what's it called? Smart clips or something?
I haven't tried it yet. I have. Thanks for the tip. I'm super going to look for that. I went to go do it last time we talked about it. And I went back to like the last podcast recording that I hadn't like clipped up yet. And I was about to get it started with that. And it was like archived. So I was like, okay, well, unarchive it. I want to, and they were like, oh, it'll take up to 48 hours. And then, and then I forgot until just now.
So it's probably been re-archived.
No. I think it's like weeks and weeks or a month. I don't know. But I'm a little bogged down with too much going on right now, but I'm hoping very soon I want to go play with that.
Yeah, no, there's certainly no pressure to get it done. I'm just saying they now let you control fonts and colors of the captions and where they are on the thing and just everything.
Oh,
Apparently.
very
So
cool.
cool. So
Yeah.
cool.
So something else I wanted to bring up that I meant to mention this a few episodes ago, but I forgot. And so I've kind of forgotten some of the details of this, but basically a company had reached out to me, like an agency, I guess. I don't know. I'm forgetting all the details, but anyway, the bottom line is I was researching this company. I went to their blog and I noticed that they have a lot of articles, but a lot of them are written by people who don't work there. Cause I was like Googling the company and finding out, I went to their staff page. I see the 6 people that work there or whatever. I look at the blog entries and they're all written by people who are not there. So I started Googling them and I later learned that they are freelance writers and the blog allows, like they accept external posts. You know, you sometimes get these ads in spam that's like, hey, we want to write for your blog. We'll pay you $100 for every
I get at
whatever
least 1 or 2
impressions.
emails like that a week.
Yeah. So now I'm wondering, because this company, I didn't follow up with them. Like I didn't get any farther in the relationship further. But anyway, the point is they do that. They obviously have no problem with it. Other people can post stuff on their own blog. They vet them, I'm sure. But how do you guys feel about that? Is it, because I remember way back in the day, that was like, oh, that's a huge no-no. That's like you're selling out if you're going to allow people to post stuff and have your voice because it's your site and whatnot. Are we past that? Is it cool to have other people post guest blog posts on your website? What do you guys think?
I don't want it.
No, because it is obviously one of the benefits is it's a good way to just fill up your site with a whole bunch of keywords
Content.
and all kinds of stuff, right?
I see advantages to it. I also just don't like the idea of somebody writing stuff that, like, it's just me, right? So I could use the help in adding content, but if somebody else is writing it, it's going to be written in a way that's not the way I write. It's not my voice, as you said earlier. And I also would want to make sure I vet all the content. And I don't know, just doesn't feel like the right thing to me. I'm not going to judge anybody who does it. It's just not for me. I'm done.
Amanda, go.
Okay. So I think everything that you're saying, yes, but I think that more so it's important that you need to know what is the purpose of your site? Who is your audience? And so, yes, Sean, with your site, it is very personal. It is you as an individual talking about the work that you do. And same with my site. I think same with Mike's site as well. So yeah, absolutely. I'm totally on board with what you're saying. But if you have a company that makes potholders, then I don't think that there's any problem with paying somebody to write content about that, because it's not like a personal website or even like a personal job website. It's a company website. And so, and the way that we've said a bunch of times, to small business owners, when you've got so many other things on your mind, have a designer do the design, have a developer make the site, have a content writer write some content. Like, I think in cases like that, I think it's all right.
I would agree with you on that. And I do personally have friends who are content writers. So yeah, it's definitely a thing worth doing. It's just not, for me personally, it's not what I want.
Yeah, like this one, their entries that they were on there were like, whatever, top 5 best ways to improve your UX, or, like they were web focused topics. And a lot of the stuff that they would post is probably true, ostensibly. But it just wasn't written by the staff of the thing, but yet they're benefiting from, I don't know. I saw that and I was just like, that's interesting thing to think about. Not that I have people pounded on my door to write for my blog. Although I do get those spammy things. Maybe that's how they found these people. I don't know.
I don't know. The only emails I get are for, we can increase your SEO. We can get you on the first page. And it's like,
we're web designers. We can
fine.
help you design a website.
Thanks.
Need any websites designed?
Oh yeah, I also get the ones where like, we found a flaw in your HTML.
Oh yeah, pay us the bounty.
You're just preying on the paranoia of uninformed people. Being that I'm informed and not paranoid, I just ignore them.
I should start sending out email. Actually, Not spam, but there was I was looking at some design agency site and something wasn't work. And I sent them an email. And I was like, I noticed on this page, and I'm sure you're expecting this, and it's doing that. And I am a web developer, and coincidentally, I just live around the corner from where your offices are.
Nice.
Let's do work, but even if not,
yeah,
fix your site.
Yeah, I've done that before too, where I found weird things. I remember one time I found a site where, sometimes there's like sites that are for like people that are in abusive relationships and how they can get help. And occasionally on those sites, they would have a button that says, get me out or something. And I think the idea is you click the button and it goes to Google or something. And the idea is
the Weather
if your
Network
abusive partner is coming by. Yeah. You can quickly escape so they don't see you looking for help from their relationship,
Yeah.
But anyway, I found a site like that and that button didn't work. Like, which is a big problem. Like if someone's trying to click to escape as someone is looking over their shoulder. Anyway, so I wrote them. I was like, hey, you might want to fix this.
Well, I did a project that had that very recently. And the problem is that you need to use JavaScript to open the URL in a new tab, and then use JavaScript to close the current one. So the problem is some browsers, as soon as you open in a new tab, it gives focus to that tab. And so the JavaScript will stop running on the old tab.
Right. Yeah, because you don't want them to be able to hit back and see all your history.
Yeah.
Stuff, right?
Or even just like see multiple tabs open. And
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Did you guys see Wes Bos's or hear Wes Bos's latest episode of Syntax where he talks about OG images?
Yes, I did. I did listen to that the other day.
It's really cool because the images that are for those viewers who aren't aware of this, it's like, if you have a blog post or something and you share it on socials, often there's an image associated with it. You can define what that image is, like what you want it to be. And a lot of times what people want to do is put actual text in the image just to make it even more, engaging rather than just the image and then the actual text that's in Twitter or whatever the hell they call it now. Anyway, Wes was talking about ways you can automate the whole process where
that was really interesting.
Manually. Yeah. He had a thing where he creates a web page that makes the card look like he wants the actual image. And then he has another service that will take a screenshot of that page and use that as the OG image when he shares a particular article. Anyway, it was super cool. They went through a bunch of stuff.
When I was listening to that, I was like, I wonder if I should do that for the website 101 podcast website, because I always do the OG images and I've got a template that I use in Affinity Photo, which is fine. But it would be really cool if I didn't have to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I thought that there was for a while that that the social media sites were advising against having text on those OG images.
Is that right? Really?
I thought, and like, it's so hard to keep up with the social medias and what they're doing and best practices and image sizes and just everything. So it's very possible that that's old news. But I thought that there was.
I hadn't heard that, but I wonder if there's a way that you could set up the alt text for Open Graph images as well. I've never looked into it, because if you've got text on the image that's relevant, it should be part of the alt text.
Well, I mean, obviously, having text on an image is generally bad practice for web, but I think people do it as a way to and this would be why maybe they crack down on it, is because it's almost a way to game the sharing of it, right? Because you can make it say whatever you want, even if that's not necessarily what you're
very clickbaity. Yeah. Well, I think that, Sean, when it comes to the OG stuff and sharing it on social media, you don't necessarily need an alt tag, because the actual where the share is posted, i.e. Facebook, it's going to have the image, but then it's also going to have the title and the description and everything else.
Right, the Open Graph text, the Open Graph description, which is what should be covering what's in the image anyways. You're right.
Yes.
I obviously need more coffee today. Here, I take some water.
Our friend Kevin is watching, and he just told me my mic is too low. So is this... You guys won't be able to tell any different because you can already hear me, but I'm going to hope this is better. Thanks, Kev. And
hi, Kevin.
Hey, Kev.
This is better. Do you guys know what pickleball is?
I've heard about it, and I've seen a pickleball court, but I didn't see it in use, so I don't know what it actually is.
I came back from the summer sort of vacation there, and I walked by my kids' school, and they had a rundown sort of tennis court / basketball court that they didn't maintain very well. They've repaved it. They put all new fencing, and as far as I understand, they've now painted pickleball lines. I don't know much about the sport either, but it looks like a tiny little, almost like a ping pong. But bigger.
It's like a cross. It's like a cross between squash and badminton, and because it's slower. It's slower moving than tennis. I don't know if the ball is waffled or whatever.
Yeah, and it's hard and it's noisy, and people hate the noise.
So, yeah.
Why is it called pickleball? Like,
haven't a clue.
Ball filled with pickle juice, or
let us know in the comments. Why is it called pickleball?
Why is it called pickleball? So a friend of mine has backtracking a little bit. Everybody in Toronto, I'm sure that you've seen it each fall, where you get the catalog of the like continuing education classes or athletic things or whatever.
Toronto Fun.
So a friend of mine signed up her and her husband to learn pickleball. And she's very excited for them to go, and it'll be something active for them to do. And she lives downtown as well. So apparently there is a pickleball court in the housing complex beside St. Lawrence Market, for those in Toronto who know where that is. And on certain days of the week, they have like just a shimmy happening where you just show up and you just play whoever else has shown up, whatever. So she called this place on the day it's supposed to be happening, was like, is it still happening? Are there any rules, anything that we need to follow? And the person she talked to was like, yeah, so the shimmy starts at around 7. People will start lining up at 5. So for 2 hours, taking time out of their workday to go to St. Lawrence Market area, which is downtown, but not like accessible downtown. You still got to walk quite a bit to line up for 2 hours so that they can play this sport with strangers.
I won't line up for 2 hours for anything.
Have any of you ever played pickleball?
No. Hey, Mike, check Slack.
My check Slack again. Uh-oh. Kevin is going to be so mad at me after this. There. There, Kevin. Kevin, I've made it better now.
Kevin, is it better? I asked Kevin in Slack if he could hear Mike, and he said no. So that's why I told Mike to check Slack.
Hear the least, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, well.
I don't know what pickleball is either, but I can't understand why it's so popular.
Well, I think it's just because. No, I think it's just because it's something new. It's to get you moving, and like I said, the ball moves slower than in tennis. And also, I looked for tennis lessons for myself in the city, and because I've never played it before. I don't know how to play it. I just wanted some lessons so I could try it to see if it was something that would interest me. And everywhere that I looked that had lessons for adults anyway, it was you had to be a member of a tennis club, because those were the only places you could play. To be a member of a tennis club, you have to pay like $1,000 membership fee a year. And all of the tennis clubs in Toronto, like in the core anyway, have like a 4 to 5 year wait list.
So basically tennis is the sport of the elite in Toronto.
Kind of. That's what it seemed like. I honestly did not think tennis was that popular anymore.
Tennis and pickleball.
Why would you pay $1,000 membership for a sport you don't know how to play so that you could learn how to play it? That's ridiculous.
Obviously, I didn't go that route, but it was kind of seemed like that's what they wanted you to do. I must be missing something.
Well, if they've got a 4 or 5 year wait, it's not like they need the money or the revenue. So maybe they just don't want beginners. This is gatekeeping that you mentioned earlier.
They don't want beginners.
It's true.
It's literal gatekeeping.
Well, it's like what is it? The RCYC, the Royal Canadian Yacht Club. They have a chapter in Toronto, and you have to pay like a membership fee every year to be a part of it, to like be able to use their harbor. And so that's just like, you still have to pay harbor fees. You still have to pay for your boat. You still have to pay for like the maintenance. You still have to pay for blah, 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 all of this other stuff. And then you also have to pay for this RCYC membership. And 100 years ago, I heard it was like $10K I don't know what it is now.
I can believe that a yacht club is somewhere in that vicinity for sure. You need to have a yacht.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah, but you also need to like pay these fees on top of it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, that's National Yacht Club, not Toronto. Oops. I'm just trying to find the fees because you made me want to know.
Now we're very curious.
Amanda,
Yeah.
how's teaching at the school?
My new semester starts this week. I teach on Thursdays and Fridays. So Seneca students, I'm coming for you. Get ready for it. I'm going to be telling everybody again, like our subscriptions like jump up so much at the beginning of every semester, just because I tell all of my students to go like and subscribe and watch and everything else. So hello. And unless I've like miscounted, I have now been teaching part-time for 5 years.
All right. Good for you.
That is a significant milestone.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, sound effects.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So between like all of my client work and teaching and the Website 101 podcast and trying to have a life and everything else, summer and summer is always tricky in general. I'm kind of excited for September to get back into like a routine so that I can mark off some days for this and some days for that. And
we have to give kudos to Amanda for maintaining the lunch bites during the summer. I didn't participate once in the summer. I was just not available, just the way it worked out. I feel so bad, but thank you, Amanda, for carrying the...
I'm glad it worked out.
There's one that she did herself entirely.
There's one I did myself. It was lame. I just yammered for 5 minutes.
They're always lame. This is lame.
Oh, no. This is insightful and informative.
That's true.
And I've missed you both so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody has learned so much about pickleball and tennis in Toronto.
Yep. And how hard it is to play either of those sports.
Yes.
Do you use ChatGPT? The reason I'm bringing this in your course, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because over the summer, I visited some friends. So this would have been in August. We had a conversation about AI. One of my friends, who is roughly our age, has never heard of ChatGPT.
Wait.
Does
How
that
could
surprise
you
you?
not hear about it? Everybody knows about it.
Well, but I mean, if you're not in the industry, then it's like, I guess it depends how much you just keep up on current event and news. Like I don't pay attention to news at all, but yes, I've heard of it, but because I'm in the industry.
I don't know. I feel like is it not getting to the point where it's permeating all of life somehow, or AI in general?
I've heard it on CTV, like news on TV. I've seen it on like CBC website, like articles talking about it. It's not just industry specific because there's issues with it being used by students for cheating. And beginning of the academic year, I've seen at least 3 articles talking about pros and cons of ChatGPT and how to use it in education. So it's not just web developers that are talking about it. It's everywhere. And there's things about photography and other ways that AI is doing it. So somebody who has not heard of ChatGPT, I just wonder, are they living in a cabin in the woods in the middle of nowhere? Are they the next what's his name, the serial killer who lived in a cabin in the woods?
The Unabomber?
Yeah, the next Unabomber. Like, seriously.
I hope this friend of mine is not the next Unabomber, but
Here, I have something to share with you that I find humorous. Hold on, share that.
I have trouble believing that somebody has not heard about it. I mean, obviously they haven't, but it's just
so. Yeah, so with the new semester, I mean, there was one semester where a student was trying to be like super cheeky and was like, can I use ChatGPT? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, it's a resource. There are so many resources that you can use because you still need to know what to do with the information it gives you. And then during that semester, I found this on Reddit, which
that's great.
I think is like super, super funny. So yeah, I make sure to tell them. And so I'm thinking for the fourth semester, which is called Development and Emerging Technology, I think we might talk about it a little bit and, talk about how you can use it. And, just because they give you the code or the answer, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's right. It doesn't necessarily mean you know how to use it.
Because
we've all heard stories about how ChatGPT is like making up results. They're making up resources. They're making up reference links that just don't exist. So it's a resource to use like any other, but it's a tool, and you need to know how to use the tool properly.
So the other day, yesterday actually, yesterday, I was doing something and JavaScript, and as I've mentioned before, JavaScript's not my strongest skill. And it was something really simple that I should have been able to do, but I couldn't do it. So I popped into ChatGPT and I was like, hey, how do I do this? And I outlined it and it gave me the code. I popped it in. It's like, well, look, it's not actually doing what I asked for. And I had to go back and forth a couple of times. So it doesn't always just give you exactly what you wanted. And part of it was my initial request. I wasn't specific enough. I needed to get a little bit more granular with what I wanted. And I would make some tweaks in the code it gave, and then I would copy and paste it back in. And I say, we're almost there, but I need this. And then it spit it out, and I got what I wanted. So it doesn't always just give you exactly what you need. You need to know enough to respond to ChatGPT and say, hey, you need to tweak this, or I made a mistake, or I checked the console and I'm getting this error, but I don't know why.
So I haven't used ChatGPT for any projects. In a case like that, does it like recall your previous conversation so that you can just come back and say, oh.
As long as you don't close the browser tab, it remembers everything. You could be talking for 30 minutes and it will keep track of everything.
Okay.
You can still close it because it captures everything on the left. You can go into older conversations in the sidebar.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have the free account, or are you paying?
Free.
Free.
Okay.
Yeah. And here's as far as the hallucinations thing goes, here's a little fun fact is that what? Hallucination, that's what you call when ChatGPT makes a mistake. It's called a hallucination.
Oh, I did
like
not
when
know
it tells you when it tells you confidently this is the answer, but it's not, that's called a hallucination. If you ask anything of ChatGPT, pretty much so far this has been the case for me when I tested it. And then when it gives you the answer, you say, please double check. No matter what you've asked it, it will say, I apologize. I now see the error of my thing. And sometimes it will give you a new answer. And sometimes it'll give you the same answer it just gave you, even though it just apologized. This is a testament to the fact that it's basically fancy autocorrect or whatever, fancy word prediction. Because when people say, please double check, they're usually saying you're wrong. So it's calculating, what do people do when they're told they're wrong? They apologize. You know what I mean? It's really funny.
Yeah.
But you're right that you have to know how to do it. You have to have a certain amount of knowledge about what you're
I used ChatGPT, and at the end I was like so Canadian. I said thank you, and then it responded to my thank you. I was being polite to like this computer. I rolled my eyes at myself.
I do that to Alexa and to my
I do that to Google.
Oh, a little sidebar, because we recently introduced our 8-year-old child to Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, amen.
So if you tell Alexa that she smells like a hamster, she will respond with the next line of the movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
So something about how your mother smells like elderberries. Now leave me alone.
Wow.
I got to rewatch that. It's been a while since I watched that.
Yeah, someone gave a reference to a Monty Python thing I heard on a podcast, and I didn't recognize it. Gumby, Mr. Gumby. Do you know what Mr. Gumby is? It's not from that movie. It's from a different one, I think.
Is that?
I didn't recognize the reference. That's what she said. Mr. Gumby.
Yeah. Well, I know like Gumby used to be a toy and a cartoon, and Saturday Night Live had the character.
Yeah, I know those parts, but apparently before all that, Monty Python had something. And this guy that she was referring to in a movie looked like that guy.
Oh, it's from the Monty Python Flying Circus. So it's one of their skit shows. I've
Like a
never
show?
watched those ones. I've only watched the movies.
Oh,
I've seen some of the
I've seen a lot
skits.
of
They're
those.
good.
Yep.
All right, cool. So yeah, I think that it's like 12 o'clock on the dot. I think that 30 minutes is lots of time. So yeah, I
It's a lunch
say
bite,
unless there's
not
anything-
a lunch smorgasbord.
All right. Well, soon we're going to start up the podcast again, right? And get some actual
I'm
episodes
super
out.
excited.
So
So
subscribe.
watchers, if you've got any ideas, I mean, we've got lots of ideas to go back and for podcast episode ideas. But if there's anything that you are really excited to hear about, or anything that you really would like to get our opinion on, you can either leave a chat in the YouTube video. I check those on a regular basis. Or there's also, if you go to the website 101podcast.com/contact,
Yep.
That's it.
I think there's a form there too that you could fill out, and it comes to all of our mobile devices because we're like that.
Yes. We want to make episodes that you want to watch, or listen to. So if you have a
And listen
topic
to.
that you want us to talk about, we'll talk about it.
That's right. All right. Well, it's good to see you all.
All
Nice
right,
to see you
guys.
both as well.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. And